Stencil making and printing. What is stencil printing? Stencil printing is a way of making pictures or patterns by cutting shapes into a sheet, then putting paint or ink through the holes. Stencil printing is a method of creating designs by applying ink, paint, or dye through a cutout template on a surface. When you lift the stencil, the design is printed on the surface below, like paper, cloth, or a wall. Printing using stencils can be done by either dabbing or spraying. Dabbing. This is the method of applying paint or ink onto a surface by gently pressing or tapping with a sponge, cloth, or brush through the stencil openings. Dabbing, tapping paint through a stencil, spraying. This is the method of applying paint or ink by using a spray bottle, airbrush, or aerosol can to force fine droplets through the stencil openings onto the surface. Spraying. Spraying fine paint mist through a stencil. The stencil blocks out the areas that should not receive the paint, allowing only the desired design to pass through. This technique is commonly used in art, textile design, education, signage, and decoration. It's favored for its simplicity, affordability, and ability to produce multiple identical images. Key features of stencil printing. Reusable templates. The same stencil can be used repeatedly to reproduce the same design. Cost-effective, does not require complex machinery. Flexible surfaces, can be done on fabric, paper, wood, walls, metal, or glass. Beginner-friendly, easy to learn and suitable for children and learners in school. Common materials used in stencil printing. Stencil material. Cardboard, scissors, paper, acetate sheets, plastic, mylar, banana leaves, traditional, or metal, media, paint, ink, spray paint, dye, or chalk, tools, brushes, rollers, sponges, or spray bottles, laser cutter, and scalpel. Process of stencil printing, how it works. Design creation. Draw or print the desired image or text. You cut out a design on a sheet, like paper, plastic, or metal. Cutting the stencil. Cut out the parts of the design that will be printed. You place the stencil on the surface where you want the picture. Positioning. Place the stencil on the surface to be printed. Applying the medium. Paint or ink is applied over the stencil using a brush, sponge, roller, or spray. You apply paint, ink, or dye over the stencil. Lifting the stencil, carefully remove the stencil, and your design stays behind. Where can we apply stencil printing? Textile and t-shirt decoration, art and crafts, classroom learning, visual aids, interior and exterior wall designs, signage and posters, cultural and traditional fabric printing, e.g., Kitenge liso, why is it cool? It's super easy and fun. You can repeat the same design many times. Great for t-shirts, posters, walls, art projects, and more. Simple and easy to use. Economical for bulk. Production. Reusable templates. Works on many surfaces, types of stencil printing. 1. Hand-cut stencil. Printing. You draw and cut designs, yourself using paper or plastic. Common in schools and crafts. Example, making paper flower stencils for card. Decoration. Silk screen or screen printing. Mesh screen is used with a stencil to push ink through onto fabric or paper, often used for printing t-shirts or posters. Durable and good for large numbers. Cut digital. Stencil printing designs are made on a computer and then cut using a machine. Very precise and used in modern crafts or business signs. Spray stencil printing. U-spray. Paint over a stencil onto a wall, t-shirt, or surface. Often used for or street art. Quick and bold graffiti designs. Industrial stencil printing. Used for labeling boxes, packages, or equipment. Made with strong metal or plastic stencils. Quick and used in factories or shipping. Fun facts. Stencil art has been used since ancient times, even in cave paintings. It's used by famous artists like Banksy in street art. It's also common in school art lessons and craft projects.